Everybody, welcome back to the One Piece versus 4K podcast, where we compare the One Piece 4 Kids anime to the Funimation dub, sometimes sub, and throw comparisons to the manga. We are back again for episode 58. This is Ben, and I'm here
I'm
with my
Rom.
co-host Ram. Yep,
Rom.
it's Ram. He speaks. Uh, yeah. So I guess before we get into the episode, what's been going on with you?
Since the last one, I've recently started to try to catch up on the dubbed One Piece dubbed, basically. Like, I left on the Dressrosa arc a while ago, and so I've picked it back up, and it's been great. I've basically been doing what apparently a lot of people do. Maybe I don't think like it's a thing, but sometimes when people use One Piece as like a weight loss thing, and that like they'll watch episodes of One Piece as they're on like a treadmill, and like they'll watch like a set amount of episodes while they're just and
That's
apparently some
funny
people do this, yeah.
because the first time I ever watched an episode of One Piece was I watched the 4 Kids version of the first episode at the gym. And that was not
Yeah.
for this podcast. That was like when you still used to work at my previous place. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, a
yeah.
long time back ago. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Even I've done that.
Yeah, and yeah, it was just but yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing is that I've been catching up on the One Piece dubbed. I'm not doing that all the time. Like I do try to walk a mile while watching One Piece inside the house. Um
On
and
a
like
treadmill
no, just walking around the
with
house.
your holding your phone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
you gotta get a
Um
treadmill, bro.
I do have a treadmill. I do have one. But I just I don't know. Like
Can't prop
walking
up
around
your
the house
phone
is
to it.
fun. I can, but I don't know. I've just been
What
liking it.
happens if
Just
you like
walking.
run into like the trash can?
No. There's a walk path that I have that I use.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and yeah, I've been really enjoying it. I've been watching. I mean, I don't do that all the time. I do that like I walk for 2 episodes, and then when I eat dinner
Yeah.
or other things, I'll watch it on the TV because it is dubbed. It's not subbed, so it's like I can have it on and
Yeah. But
not
plus,
like
you've already
entirely
seen the
focused.
regular, anyways.
Yeah, and part of the reason I'm catching up is that uh, the dubbed actually hired a voice actor because there is a trans character in the Wano arc, and they announced they hired a trans voice artist who's a trans woman. So,
Oh,
um,
that's good.
yeah, and so like when I found out that like they hired this because they're gonna start dubbing the Wano arc, I'm just like, oh wow. Now just because like they're dubbing the Wano arc doesn't mean that they're quickly catching up to the One Piece subbed anime because the Wano arc has been going on for like 4 or 5 years. So
Yeah.
temper those expectations because we're still in the anime is still in Wano. It's getting close to the 200 episode mark in Wano, so they still have quite a bit to go, quite a bit to catch up on. But they have made strides in terms of like catching up. I don't know where like some of the other dubs are. Like I don't know where the German dub is. Or where the French dub is, but I think they are catching up to some of the other dubs.
Spanish dub is day and date.
Oh, are they really caught
No, I'm
up?
just kidding.
Oh, okay, okay.
That'd be fun.
Um,
You know, it'd be funny if one of them was like caught up because like they've been doing it like since the 4 Kids, right?
mhm.
Like
That was the thing.
like wouldn't they have been caught up
Funimation.
if they were doing since it 4 Kids? Like if the 4 Kids had continued, would they have been caught up?
Um, I don't know that they would have been caught up. I think they might have been, say, like 100 or 150 episodes behind instead of like
Got
300
it.
episodes behind. Maybe like 100 episodes, maybe 70 episodes. One thing we do have to take into consideration is that the anime, the subbed anime, it's like new. It's like they're not gonna like they're not gonna focus on so many dubbing for many episodes at a time. It's like it's all new script that they're just making. Whereas the dubbed, it's like they can like the episode clip rate is much higher. So but then again, obviously they're like really behind too. So, but yeah, they are about to enter Wano pretty soon. So that's why I'm just like, okay, I need to get caught up because I'm in Dressrosa. So I've been really enjoying catching up. I've been really enjoying rewatching it. Um, so it's been great. Obviously, the movie was okay. I think I've started to temper my I started to get off the high of the movie where I'm starting to look at it more objectively and
Wait, did you watch the
objectively.
dub of the movie or the sub?
I haven't watched the dub, and
Oh,
the
that
reason
I
I
couldn't
haven't.
remember which one you had seen in theaters. That's why I was
Yeah,
asking.
well, I watched the sub because I mean, like the theaters were shockingly really empty, so I was just like, all right, I'll just watch the
Well,
sub because
seems
it
like
was.
everyone would prefer to watch the sub. So
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It was just one of those the time that was available was like I was able to find like a better time for me
I
to go
got
during
you.
the day and all that, so the sub just worked out for me. As far as the dubbed, I think I'll watch the dubbed when Crunchyroll has it on their app, um, because I think
Yeah,
the previous One Piece movie, Strong World, was way better than this one. This one there wasn't as much action. The it was
I
just
think we talked
one.
about this last episode. Actually,
Yeah.
there's
So,
a lot of great singing in it.
yeah, there's just it's very music oriented. Um, so yeah, but yeah, I mean, so I really enjoyed the sub. I mean, like, it's not as good as Strong World. It's okay, but I'll watch the dubbed on Crunchyroll when it comes out on Crunchyroll. But it was, yeah, I mean, that's what I'll say. I mean, I think Oda did decide to. Apparently, it was just Oda. Apparently, it was Oda's idea to make a character who would be non-canon canon. He was just like, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll just make this character canon. But it wasn't just the character. It wasn't just her. It was also like there were a few things that they mentioned in the movie. Like I think he just gave them some information for the movie that's like canon. So like they revealed his surname or last name, or I don't know what to say it because it's like Luffy is what we consider, like, Monkey D. Luffy. We
I
consider
thought
Luffy
Luffy was
as
his
his
last
first name.
name.
N- well,
I
no, I
thought
think it
Monkey was
is.
his first name.
Well, the thing is, like, well, the funny thing is that certain episodes he basically acts like a monkey too. So, yeah, and his grandfather, yeah, but basically, Luffy is the first name, right? So, and Monkey D is the last name, or the middle initial D and the last name being Monkey. The thing is that uh, Shanks, I think Shanks is his first name, and they revealed, I think, his last name. Obviously, they call it last name, first name, but I think they did reveal his full name um, in the movie. And the thing is, the last letter of the last name is a D. So some people are wondering if it's a situation where, because of the way the name is written, they're thinking maybe he's a D too.
Oh,
Um,
probably.
yeah, so it's a pretty interesting thing. But besides that, I mean, obviously, as I've said, the manga is way past Wano right now. They're already in the action sequence of their current arc. There's a lot going on, and I mean, it's endgame. It's just I think everyone, I think Mr. Morg, who's a One Piece YouTuber, um, he's just like, yeah, the tournament, the final leg of the tournament for the King and the Pirates is up right now with all the major battles going on. And I didn't think too much of it, but he's kind of right. Like thinking about like all the fights that are going on right now, it's basically in like a tournament style thing going on right now. There's so many like battles going on. Certain characters reached certain big islands. It's very exciting. We are on a break this upcoming week. The following week will be interesting to see where it's gonna go. So it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time um, in in the One Piece manga, especially since we're getting close to the end. Now, I did think that, like, there were rumors about how Oda said he's going to finish the manga in 3 years, and I was pretty much ready for it to end in 3 years. But then he kind of like tempered expectations, saying, the 3 years is just an indication that I'm at the last leg of the story. It may or may not end in three
So it
years.
might
It
be two
may.
years.
I mean, it's probably going to be longer, like 4 or 5 years, and I'm just like, come on, dude. I mean, as much as I I hope that he, like, lays out everything and really hashes out everything in detail and stuff. Um, you know, it's just one of those things that it's been so long, and like, I don't want to bring down the mood, but it's like there's like so many One Piece fans over the years who've been getting like cancers and stuff, and they can't find out the ending. So it's just kind of it's just one of those things where it kind of wears you down, where it's just like, because the One Piece subreddit, from time to time, like, people will post about how like they've just been diagnosed with like a terminal illness, and they want to get in touch with like
Mm.
the Oda's staff to, learn about the ending before their final days. And it's like, it's just so disheartening to kind of like learn all that. So that's why I was just like, when he announced that it's going to end in 3 years, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm ready for it. But when he mentioned that, well, it could last longer, I'm just like, yeah, it's just something that kind of wears on me a bit. I'm sure it wears on him too, because I mean, obviously he is the creator, and I'm sure he gets like a lot of these stories. But yeah, I mean, they did say 3 years. Who knows? Maybe it'll end in 3 years. Maybe it'll take 5 more years. Who knows? Whatever happens, happens. So yeah, but the story is still exciting. It's still very much like involved. Anyone who wants to get onto One Piece, I will say that
Start
it's
with the
better
four
to read the
kids.
manga. Hey, maybe, maybe. I still need to download the Four Kids episodes and watch them, man. I don't think I even watched the first. I think I watched a little bit of the first episode, and I haven't watched the rest, so I need to watch that. But yeah, people who want to get into One Piece, and if they want to get caught up before the final everything, I'd say just read the manga up until the latest arc, and uh, and then slowly watch the One Piece episodes in batches. Because if you were planning on just catching up on One Piece with just the anime, dude, it's gonna wear you. It's a grind. It is really a grind, because it's a lot of episodes. Some, because it is a weekly TV show, they stretch out a lot of scenes. I
But
think someone
if
actually,
you're hardcore at working out, just do the workout thing.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that too, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, which is, yeah. I mean, that's how a lot of people get caught up in a year, is that they'll watch like 4 episodes a day, as they walk on a treadmill, and like within a year they're caught up. So that is a thing you can do too, if you want to pace it. If you can pace it, yeah, sure, watch the anime. It's not as good as the manga, but watch the anime if you want. If you want to get caught up as quickly as you can, just read the manga. So I guess if you can pace yourself, I mean, I will always say that the manga is far superior, and the anime might not always keep true to what the manga is. But if you can pace yourself, sure, the anime is fine. Um, if you want to catch up as quickly as possible, I'd recommend the manga. But yeah, that's just me.
I
But
will always say that the Four Kids is the best version because it actually has an ending.
I did see the last scene of the Four Kids One Piece anime, though.
uh,
That is a heck of an ending, man.
I can't wait.
um, yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me, and what's been going on in the world of One Piece. I do want to mention, so over the New Year's, I went to Universal Studios, and when I went to Universal Studios, this time was the first. I mean, it's not the first time I went on a roller coaster that went upside down, but this time I went on more upside down roller coasters this time than I ever have in my life
And you love
previously.
it
Like,
now.
I mean, I can tolerate it.
I
I'm
can't. I'll never be able to tolerate it, man. I can't tolerate Space Mountain at Disney. I mean, that
It's just,
scared the crap out of me.
yeah. I mean,
And that doesn't even go upside down.
yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, Who is shoot, it's Kylie Jenner's baby daddy.
Oh, your favorite
Um,
rapper, Tyga?
no, 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 no. Oh, no, it's not Tyga. Sorry. No, the other guy. I'm pretty sure
Travis
he
Scott,
was Travis Scott. Yeah.
your second
The
favorite
thing is,
rapper.
huh? Yeah. So basically, like one of the comedians I've been listening to, I've kind of ran across his comedy on YouTube Shorts, and I finally watched his special on YouTube. Nimish Patel.
Hmm.
He has this one bit about like how he went to like a Travis Scott concert before it stopped being like a good thing, and he talked about how like there was this lyric about how like people let themselves go, Jesus take the wheel or something like that, and Nimesh is like, or but then he's like, there are certain times where you got to stop and get help or something like that, and the bit was about how like Nimesh has asthma, and apparently he was sort of having an asthma attack, so he finally went to the emergency room and got the help that he needed to address his asthma. And it's kind of a weird analogy, but like when I went on an upside down roller coaster ride, it was one of those things where it was just like I'm just experience. I'm like I'm not sticking my hand up. um I'm not like dangling my feet. My feet are stuck to like the rails in front of me. My feet are there and they're stuck there. My hands are at my the like the holders on the sides. So I'm holding on to that and I'm leaned back into the seat, and I just experience it. I'm just like I'm letting myself go, and I'm just going for the ride. Like it's just I'm just like I basically completely like go control my body to the ride, and I just scream, and I just open my mouth and scream, and it basically just let me go through the motions. And the ride, even though they say the ride's like 2 minutes long or something, it goes by really quick, and it was really fun.
Do you
um
close your eyes?
no, no, that's
That's
one thing
not.
I didn't do.
That's not something. See, we have Laura and I have this huge debate about that. I
Mhm.
don't. I don't understand why anyone would want to close their eyes. To me, that's more scary. That's me
it
personally, but some people say it's better if you close your eyes. But I don't get that. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's more
yeah.
scary for me to close my eyes. To me, like if I close my eyes, it'll seem like it's going faster.
uh or slower rather when you close your eyes.
No,
I
if
mean,
with me, it's the opposite.
well, like, so I've kind of done both at different times. So the first time I went on a roller coaster that went upside down, I closed my eyes during the ride, and I felt the motions of the ride. Like I felt like uh us like my top of my body and my head getting thrown upside down, and
Yeah,
I
you
felt
don't
the
know what's
pressure and
coming.
stuff. Yeah, and it was because I closed my eyes, and like I actually felt that. But when I opened my eyes, like it was such like an outer body feel, or like a inner body or outer body feeling, where it was just like I was just experiencing it. Like it it's exhilarating. I don't know if scary is the word for it, but it was exhilarating, and it was one of those things where I felt detached. And yeah, it was just weird feeling where I was just like, yeah, I'm in it for it. I'm screaming, which oddly made me calm. um
How long did it take you
I
to get
didn't
your
have,
voice back?
huh?
Did it take you a long time to get your voice back?
No, so one of the things, so I know people lose their voice and stuff when they scream a lot. I don't know. For me, maybe it's just I don't scream enough or scream as loud. I just never had that thing where like your vocal cords are so like I don't know,
I
whatever,
got you.
inflamed or damaged, or if you lose.
Well,
I've
maybe you should.
never
Maybe that's your
had that
calling. You
feeling.
should be
Yeah,
like a. You should be like a screamo singer.
yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe it's because I have a deeper voice that I don't scream as much. I don't know, or just talk at a high pitch enough to where it happen. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I mean, I just really enjoyed it. It was great. It was a fun ride. It was, yeah. I mean, it's when the ride ends, it's like adrenaline's pumping, and you're like, oh man, this is so fun. And then it's like you get back on the line, and you're like scared again, and then you go through the ride, and it's like, whoa, and yeah. Yeah, I mean it was a fun trip. I really enjoyed it, and if I have to go on a roller coaster upside down, I'm more than willing to. Like I'm like, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Um, Granted, I will say this though, like, so the people that I went with, like, they're so experienced and they really love roller coasters that much, where they will just like smile or keep like a certain facial expression a certain way. Some of my friends from high school, like, they literally have like took cameras with them and they attached it to their hand and they recorded themselves. Like, I'm not that seasoned of a vet on roller coasters yet. But
Got to get
yeah,
a
like
season pass at Six Flags, bro.
basically, because yeah, like because every single roller coaster they take a photo, and every single one, you just see my mouth like just wide open, like like screaming, and yeah, I can never like I found that if I screamed, it made the ride go faster, and I don't know, I just felt better screaming during the ride than like I don't know. Maybe I didn't try just not screaming and just just chilling. But yeah, it was yeah. I mean, one thing I will say is that like yeah, now it's like if I have to go on a roller coaster upside down, I'm not like I will get like anxious and jittery in the line, but it's like I know I can just go through it. But before I do have to address certain health issues. But before I go to my next roller coaster ride, but it's like something I'm not too afraid to do anymore.
Gotcha.
But yeah, how's your New Year's Eve? Like, did you do anywhere? Did you go
I mean,
anywhere?
over the holiday, I went to Disney World, so that was fun. Um,
Is
I,
Disney World close to Universal?
yes, it is. They're in the same exact city.
Okay, so there was a slight chance we might have accidentally ran into each other.
No, well, I mean, what I was only there from well, I went on the 27th. I don't
Okay,
know when
when
you
did you
went.
return? When did you return?
No, I mean, like no, I mean, I went to Disney on the 27th. That's the only day I went. That's
Oh,
the
and
only
then you
day I
just
was
came
in
back?
Orlando. No, so we went to my parents' house. They live about they live about 45 minutes away from Orlando, maybe an hour.
Mm.
Or actually, no, it's like an hour and 20 minutes away. So
Mm.
we drove there the one day when we got tickets to the park. Uh, this
Oh, okay.
Disney is really weird right now though because I guess they're still like I'm shocked with it being in Florida. I don't know, or maybe it's something Disney's doing. I don't know, but like they were completely sold out of tickets.
Mm.
And somehow I don't know, like somehow the site let us purchase tickets for a certain day, but then it
Mm.
wouldn't let us pick a park. And I had to call them up and I'm like, "Why can't I pick a park?" They're like, "Because it's sold out." I'm like, "Okay, but I don't get why is it letting us like, buy the tickets?"
Yeah.
And also it let us make a reservation for a restaurant that's in the park that you have to have a ticket for it. So that was also confusing. But anyways, the guy he didn't have to do this, but he ended up like giving us like a ticket. He got us in there, like some guy from Disney that we talked to on the phone. Um,
Okay. 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 Okay.
so we went, but like we thought it was gonna be like super packed or whatever. Because I mean, we've been before when it's just been packed, and it's just been like you know crazy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't packed,
Oh, yeah. That's great.
but it was sold out. So I don't like they must be selling less tickets now than they were
Yeah,
before.
I
But I'm
guess so.
surprised that they're doing that in Florida of all states.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, their prices are a lot more expensive now. They do charge for a lot of more bullshit now. So maybe that's how they're making up for it. They're like, we don't need this many people in the park as we used to have. Maybe that's why. But it was shocking.
Mm.
Like I thought it was gonna be like miserable because is just gonna be so many people. But no, like we've been there without it being sold out with more people. So
Mm.
it
Right.
was kind of strange. But No, we had a good time. I mean, we didn't go on that many rides. We went on like we watched a show, um, and then we went on this, I guess, quote unquote ride called the Carousel of Progress. It just takes you around the top of this area of a park. Um, but one of the cool things that we saw was that they're building the Tron coaster, and it's like fully built, but it's not open yet. And the cool thing that we saw is they're doing test runs of it now, and they have test dummies on the in all of the cars.
Okay, okay,
So it
okay.
was pretty cool, like seeing it, like seeing test dummies drive around the track just over and over. I guess they're really doing safety tests. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
it
yeah.
was it was pretty interesting seeing that. But yeah, we had a good time. We
Yeah.
went to Disney World, and then we also went to Animal Kingdom.
Okay, 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 okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty
nice.
much what we did. We did a lot of driving. Then on New Year's, we drove
Yeah.
to South Carolina
Okay.
to spend it with her family. So yeah, a lot of
Okay.
driving. Probably,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I mean, when all said and done, maybe like let's see, 6 or 7 hours back and forth. That's like 14 hours. About 20 hours of driving over a week.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
was crazy.
definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, like it's a long drive. Like, yeah, it was. I'm still expecting mail from the state of Florida for using some of their toll
oh,
roads.
it's all right. It
So
actually works out cheaper that way. I feel like we
yeah.
ran we were there in July. So also I don't know, they might be like really backed up, so don't like worry that you're like didn't receive it and you're going to get arrested next time you go there. Don't worry about that cuz we
Mm.
didn't receive ours for about 6 months after we ran through one of the tolls. So like I think it's
Oh, okay.
super backed up. So don't expect it anytime soon. I mean shit, you might get it like right away, but we didn't get ours till 6 months later. And I'm telling you, we ran past like 4 or 5 tolls and we only had to pay $2.
Oh, is it? I mean, not running past. I mean, yeah.
I
Well,
mean
it's not
going
like you
through the
ran
toll road
past
and
it.
not pay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that like there's the Florida Pass. It's kind of like the Peach Pass here, where you pay online and stuff.
Yes.
And then I think the when you ran past tolls, they're just not stopping people at tolls. It's
No, they
just
don't
they
stop. Yeah,
record.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Yeah, it's recorded. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just yeah. When the toll thing comes, I'll just come pay
Well,
it.
I'm just telling you it's only like $2. Like it costs more usually to buy the pass.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because
Hopefully,
you
hopefully.
because you put like $5 or $10 on it because you're like, okay, well this is what I need, but like it ends up being like only $2 when you have to pay the fine, so it's like really pointless if you
Okay,
don't
okay,
live there.
okay.
I feel like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hopefully they send it to. I've been clearing my mail, just waiting for that mail. So if it takes a while, it's fine.
Yeah, I think it'll take a
So
good
yeah.
while.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Yeah, the drives in Florida are just like in nuts, but yeah, it was a good relaxing New Year's. I guess like we both went to Florida for a nice relaxing New Year's, and now we're now we're kind of back in like the work grind. But yeah, it's good. It's first episode of the year, and then our first episode in like a while too.
Yeah, and then I guess we're gonna have like a big break between the next one too, probably.
I think so. I mean, let's see. We might be able to just sneak in one more before I have to leave. I mean, it's not gonna be a huge break because I'm only gone for like a week. I'll be
Yeah,
back like basically a week later. So, like if we were to sneak in an episode, I mean, if we do our current cadence, it you basically not feel a
yeah,
drop, but then like it's like it just really depends on my jet lag. So if I'm able to recover from my jet lag in time, which I might be able to, um, I think we'll be fine. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad.
yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter for me. I'm down for whenever, as long as it's every other
Yeah,
week. Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, I guess
And
we can go ahead and get started.
yep.
So yeah, like I said earlier, episode 58. My episode was titled Doc Rock.
Okay. I think mine, the one that that's going to be mine is episode 90. Here looks cherry blossoms, miracle in the Drum Rockies.
Gotcha. All right. So the episode opens with Chopper thinking back to Doctor Chopper thinking back to Doctor Hero Luck, and him telling like that his future lies beyond the island. Luffy finds Chopper, and Chopper continues to run away scared.
Mhm.
Vivi runs into Dalton, or Vivi runs to Dalton to see if he's okay as he's coming back to life from being thawed after frozen. Dr. K yells at Zolo to get Dalton inside at once, and he says, "Hey, you're that old hag I saw earlier." And she slaps him and tells everyone else to get in line, or the same thing's going to happen. Sanji is then seen telling Nami to obey the doc's orders as Dr. K yells at Sanji and Nami to both get back inside. We hear a bunch of fighting from the other room, and Dr. K walks out and says, Blindy's out for a while. Out cold, that is. All right, I'm going to stop it here to see if anything was like censored or something.
No, I mean pretty much the same. Basically Zoro talks about, oh yeah, this is that old lady that I ran into, and obviously the Dr. K then beats him up a bit. And then yeah, Nami talks about how she secretly wants to leave for Vivi's sake, but they find him, send him both into infirmary, and you just hear screams, in the back. Occasional shadow images of Sanji and Dr. K just getting into like weird shape as she's fixing up his spine and stuff. So,
Yeah, we don't
yeah.
see any of that. We just hear screaming in this one. I don't know like silhouettes or anything.
Okay, okay, okay. But yeah,
Got it. So I guess somewhat censored. So
yep.
Doctor, wait, what the heck? Um, yeah. So then, as Dalton awakes, he
Oh,
asks, "Go ahead."
oh, I mean, I was gonna say that I was gonna try to catch you up, saying that Dr. K treats all the injuries for Dalton and everyone.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what happens. So Dalton then is like awake. He asks, uh, she asks, who has control of the arsenal now. Dalton asks why she wants in, and that the guns could hurt her. She says she's certain she wants in, and asks for Dalton to give her the keys. Uh, One of the men standing by tells Dr. K to go easy on the bug juice, that it's loaded with sugar. So, like, all throughout this time she's drinking something, they refer to it as bug juice.
Yeah.
Um, Nami,
Obviously, we all know it's alcohol, but yeah.
yeah. Nami tells Dr. K she's going to, or Nami says to Dr. K that Dr. K is going to agree to let them go and charge them nothing for the treatment. Dr. K says payment for treatment is definitely going to happen, and she will take all their ships, supplies, and treasures. And besides that, she needs at least 2 more days of rest. Vivi agrees and says she needs to get to 1 billion%. Um, and Nami says, because Nami says she's 1 million% better, and Vivi's like, you need to be at 1 billion. Um, Nami then holds up the key to Dr. K and says, looking for this. Dr. K said it's a deal in exchange for the key that she can leave. Um, is this around along the lines of what happens?
I mean, basically, like, yeah, she treats all the injuries. She asks Dalton for the armory room key, and he talks about how Hero Look always has it by himself, like on his side, and so he doesn't know where it is. And then, yeah, at this point, yeah, Nami starts to kind of haggle with Dr. K, talking about how, like, oh, we're going to not pay for the treatment, and you're gonna let us go right now. And she's like, no, yeah, same thing, take your treasure, but she's like, oh, but I have the key to that, and she's like, okay. She basically says, yeah, okay, you guys don't have to pay, but you still have to be here for 2 more days.
Yeah. So then
Yeah.
Dr. K says, you're not leaving, but if you do, leave. There's a room over there that has coats in the closet, and no one's guarding it. Um, it then cuts back to Chopper out of breath, being worried of Luffy. You know, like worried that Luffy is nearby. He thinks back to Dr. Hiroluck saying his future beyond belongs beyond this island again. Luffy screams he's coming with him as Zolo and Usopp say, "Can't you see he doesn't want to be a pirate?" Chopper overhears and says that's not it. Luffy screams, "Reindeer, come out now, show his face," that the ship is sailing away. Chopper says he won't come out, no way, but finally appears in front of Luffy to say he can't come. Chopper says he can't go because he's a reindeer and has hooves and antlers and a blue nose and doesn't have any humans as friends because he's a monster with a capital M. He says he's glad he was invited but can't, no way, and he'll just stay on the island. Luffy then tells them to hush. He's with them now. Zolo asks what would make him a good pirate, anyways, as Chopper transforms into, the super Chopper, is what I'm calling it.
Hmm.
Yeah, same. Anything different happen here?
No, a lot of it's very similar. Even down to the dialogue. He talks about how he's like a monster reindeer with a blue nose, no human friends, all that. Basically, yeah, same thing. Dr. K gave Nami instructions on how to sneak out inadvertently and stuff. Um, so yeah, and Luffy just says, "Shut up, let's go."
Yeah,
He
Doctor.
doesn't say hush, he says shut up. But Zoro quips about how like how are you gonna make friends telling them to shut up and stuff. He says it under his breath.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah.
Uh, Usopp asks Nami if she's feeling well enough to travel. She says she's a okay. Uh, Luffy says, "Shouldn't they say goodbye?" To which Nami says they already did. Um, we see that Nami had carried Sanji and he's knocked out. Nami says, "Next stop, Alabasta," and Vivi agrees. We then cut back to Dr. K telling the men to bring out all the cannons from the arsenal to the outdoors. Dr. K comes back in and realizes Nami's gone, to which Dalton confirms and says she took one of the coats. Dr. K says she did. I wonder who gave them that idea. The crazy thing about this is, I mean, I think that Dr. K in this episode is acting even more crazier than she's ever acted, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's just acting crazy. And maybe it's because of all the alcohol. I don't know. All the bug juice.
Yeah.
Um, but Chopper rushes in and says that he's going with the pirate crew. Dr. K says no, he's not. Chopper says he'll be the ship's doctor, to which Dr. K says, but she's his assistant, or he's her assistant. What will she do? Chopper says he'll never forget, but has to leave and start his life. Dr. K says, "Whoever heard of a reindeer heading out?" Dr. K says it's not going to happen, and if he wants to go so badly, he'll have to fight her. He cries, and Dr. K says, or starts attacking him, and he keeps dodging all of the weapons. Outside, the villagers continue rolling out the cannons while they hear and see the commotion. Dr. K
So they
chases.
actually
Go ahead.
oh sorry for that, but so Dr. K does actually throw like axes
Yep.
and knives and swords. Oh wow, I thought they would censor that, but
Nope. I
okay.
mean, it's fine because he dodges them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, she chases him outside. Chopper pulls his sleigh and transforms into the 4-foot mode. Um, Crew witnesses the crazed doctor chasing him as she flings a mace at him, which misses. We next see the crew hop aboard the sleigh as it flies down the mountain. A villager from below says, "What's that? Is it Santa?" To which the other one says, "No, it's Dr. K's sled." And do they reference Santa here? In
No, they just talk about how like, oh yeah, that's the witch's sled that we see from night to night.
oh,
What's it doing out here at this time? They don't say Santa, but yeah.
I guess that's just a for. Well, it's. I wouldn't be shocked if they did because like then they show like the silhouette of them and it looks like Santa.
I mean, it is like a winter island, and like Chopper's a reindeer. Obviously,
Yeah,
Rudolph the
I'm
Red-Nosed
surprised
Reindeer,
they didn't
Chopper the
say
Blue
anything like
Nose.
that.
So all of those things, the little like he pulls some cultural pop references, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't talk about the real Santa. But
Yeah.
as the sled is heading down, Sanji wakes and asks if he missed anything. Um, Dr. K is looking down from the hill as Dalton says, "What a goodbye." Dr. K says she doesn't like all that mushy stuff as she's crying. She then hits Dalton and says, if you tell anyone I cried, I'll smack you," which is kind of funny because she smacks him anyways.
Yeah.
Here, Hero Luck, she goes, Hero Luck made him a dreamer, but she made him a doctor. Chopper thinks that Dr. Hero Luck's research must have worked and says that he taught him nothing was impossible. Dr. K then orders all of the men to fire the cannons into the sky as members from below the mountain begin to wonder if it's fireworks. Dr. K orders them to keep firing them and lighting the cannons up. Um, the cannons shoot into the sky and make the cherry blossom leaves fall from the sky. And then, it's thinking back to what Hero Luck said that pink snow will come down one day. That was like Hero
Mm.
Luck's dream. Um, then, at the very last part of the episode, Chopper hears Hero Luck says that he'll be a great doc and to follow his heart.
Okay. And that's where the episode ends, right?
Yep.
Is him Chopper crying at the end scene. Okay. So yeah, I mean, a lot of it's similar. So it's not. So the way it was described is that it's the sakura dust that attaches to the snowflakes that causes it to snow pink.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like dust that attaches to the snow and all the snowflakes coming down. That's like the pink snowflakes that are like falling down. Obviously, the dust is at the top. You see the big poof at the top is the pink dust, the pink sakura dust that Hirlock has been working on, and then that dust attaches to the snow. So, but yeah, it's kind of weird that they went with the it's like tree leaves that
Well, you see the
hallucinate.
leaves coming
Yeah,
down.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, it does. They
I
don't
think it's
explain what it
snowflakes though.
is, but you see the leaves from the tree coming down.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the way they described it was sakura dust attached to the snow, and
Or
that
is
is what
that
was
the
causing
way
the
that
pink
it's
snow.
described in the manga?
Uh, I'd have to go back and look. It's
Oh, I
been
mean, because that's what
yeah,
I'm wondering. Like, like someone just randomly says that in the episode that it's the Sakura dust.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
But besides that, yeah, pretty much everything is pretty much similar. So
got
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nothing too violent in this episode. Although I will admit, for a second, with the way that Doctor K was acting, I thought she was going to become like a bad guy.
Oh man. I there so the next episode is going to be the final episode in Drum Island. Um and there is a certain scene that happens in the next episode in the actual anime that I kind of wonder if the four kids will have that scene or if they will cut that scene. The reason I ask that is so you know how in Four Kids they completely cut off the Laboon arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, at the end of the Laboon arc, Crocus, who is a character that you get introduced to in the Laboon arc, he mentions Gold Roger's name as if he's talking to him. There's like a little scene at the very end where he's like, "Hey Roger, is this the pirate crew that we've been waiting for?" Um, in regards to Luffy's crew, and that happens at like the very this is like post it's one of those like post credit things like they're already long gone and then they go back to Crocus and he says that and so um in the next episode we're gonna have a similar scene and I'm wondering if they're gonna cut out that scene. I will mention that scene when we have our next podcast, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to see. They could have cut out the whole episode.
Yeah, yeah. That'll be hilarious. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see everyone in a couple weeks. I mean, when's your trip? Is it what day are you leaving?
Um, yeah, I'll be leaving. Basically 2 weeks. I'll be leaving on the Thursday, and then I'll pretty much be back. Before
So you'll be leaving
the
on the
7th.
26th.
Yeah, and I'll be
Oh
back
well, I
before
mean,
the 7th.
if you're able to, we can probably do it on the 24th.
Yeah,
Nothing's
I
going
think
on.
we should be able to do it on the 24th.
Okay.
And then if I'm able to get, because I'm landing on Sunday, I'm landing like around noonish on Sunday. So, if I'm able to recover from jet lag by Monday evening, which is possible, I might be able to do another episode on the 7th. So it's like our cadence wasn't stopped. So it's
Yeah.
possible.
I mean,
Not entirely sure.
it's whatever. Whatever you're up
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Plus, the other thing about that the 7th is that I won't be at my actually. It's possible. I don't know. Part of the reason I don't know is I just remembered that like there might be a chance I record it from a hotel room because obviously as you know I have jury duty so
Oh yeah, I still gotta
uh
put in. I still gotta put in my time off for that on the 30th.
yeah so I might be like staying I might be doing it from a hotel because I don't want to drive downtown. um I don't want to, yeah, I just it's like,
But what if you have to?
yeah,
You're gonna stay at a hotel for a whole week? What if it
no,
goes on for a
just
week, bro?
the city is going to be paying for the hotel.
They won't pay for
uh
that.
no, I think I mean if I don't think it'll go for a
It
week.
could, right?
Hopefully not. If it's something, because they don't want the jurors to get like, isn't it something where like they don't want the jurors to get influenced by outside media or something? They try to keep them away from that. So like I think they'll put us up in a hotel or something in that situation.
Oh, you think so?
I mean,
Uh,
I don't. I think mine will just be the 8th. I hope it doesn't go past the 8th. If it does go past the 8th, it'll be annoying. Um, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay at a hotel on the night of the 7th, and then I'm gonna drive, and then yeah, I'll take like a short
why is
drive
yours
or
when you live? Or
um, it's I don't know, man. It's just because county is like this weird thing where it's like it's a
wait, is
part
it?
of.
So you're getting it for a oh, so it's still where you live is still county.
Yeah, I think,
That
but
dude,
like
that's like an hour away from you almost.
yeah, dude. Even when I lived in things, I hated going to downtown because there's like a shit show. Like I had a doctor's appointment there once, and I was there like an hour late because that section just stalled me for hours, and it's way worse from like all the way up here. Like I so like yeah, like I'll yeah. So I'm booking a hotel near the place so that I can just wake up and like because we got to get there pretty early in the morning, so I'll just wake up and then I'll just get there pretty quickly, you know?
Yeah, I guess I'm lucky. Mine's like 5 minutes away from my house.
Yeah, lucky, dude. Like the thing is, there is a courthouse near me. I wish they did it there instead of me having to go all the way down to downtown. I do
At least
like
this time they sent it for the right thing. Because last time I actually got jury duty,
mhm.
they sent it for the wrong county, so I didn't go. I never
Maybe I
even
should.
lived in that county. You might be able to get out of it if it's the wrong county. Do you live in this county that they're sending it for?
Yeah,
Then if you
maybe
do,
that's
then
something.
you have to go. But if
Yeah,
you don't live in the same county, then you don't have to.
it's something I'll have to look into. Like, I might have to call them and see, like, hey, I live all the way up here. This is like all the way down there. Do I really have to go all the way down there?
They're gonna say
If
yes,
they
you
say
do.
yes, then I'll do what I already planned. If they say no, great. Then
They're gonna say
I'll
no,
take
and
the.
then next thing you know, you're gonna be arrested. So
Yeah, I know. I'll definitely ask them 2, 3 times and to send me like an official email, an official letter, an
you think
official
they're
letter
gonna do
saying,
that?
dude, if they
No.
don't, I will go down there even if they tell me I don't have to, and then I will just go down there to make sure that I'm not selected. I'm there legally binding so that I have all my papers in case they want to like do some bullshit and like try to put an arrest warrant out for me or something, you
I'm
know.
just joking about the arrest thing. I doubt that would happen. I don't know what would actually happen. I mean, who
I mean, there'd
knows?
probably be a fine if I just missed it or
Yeah.
something. I don't think they'll go crazy and arrest people because it could have just been like human. It could have just been something that slips a person's mind.
You could have just never received a letter. It could have been lost in the mail, right? But yeah,
There's that. There's also a situation where, like when I was recovering from surgery, like I was at my parents' place for like almost 2 months.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
there is also a situation where I completely miss it because I'm just not here. So, um,
That's a warrant for your arrest. I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Or what happens
Yeah.
if they already sent you one earlier and they're sending you this one, so when you go they can arrest you? It's what
Um,
happens if you're showing up to your own trial?
that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Yeah.
It would have been
I,
funnier if we both lived in the same county and we both were going at the same time. That would be really funny.
That's what I was like thinking
Yeah.
too. I was thinking that wow, it's kind of weird that both you and me got called up for jury
In the
duty,
same month.
and so yeah,
Or
and
not
like I'm
really.
just like
Yours is right after the next month, but mine's just close enough. Might as well be.
that's what I was thinking. Like when you told me
Yeah.
you got jury duty, I'm just like, whoa, isn't it weird that they're looking at it? It's like, wait, are we gonna be at the same doing in the same jury thing, and like we're gonna be the same one? I thought I was like, but then when I saw that yours is like a week earlier, I'm just like, oh, okay, no, mine's
Yeah.
a week later. So
We'll see.
one thing
It'll be
though.
interesting. This will be my first time.
Yeah, same. If it is, then yeah, it'll be my first time too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we should end this episode.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back soon.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely.